Rearsets. What are they, what purpose do they serve, and how do we best set them up for our bike and riding style? All of those answers coming up in this video. So first off, what are they? A third-party set of rear sets replace the existing pegs, rear brake lever and gear shifter, as well as the brackets that hold them together and fix them to the bike's frame. They are often designed to allow some adjustment so the rider can set them up how they want. And in track riding, this gives a number of key benefits. The first is the better grip that the pegs themselves provide. The aftermarket pegs that come with rear sets are often designed to give greater grip than standard road pegs. This allows for a more sure footing as you're working to move around on the bike. The second benefit is increased ground clearance. Aftermarket rear sets are typically higher than standard road pegs in their default position, but they also allow you to position the pegs even higher should you want to. This increased ground clearance means the bike can lean further, which, generally speaking, means a higher potential mid-corner speed. And the third and most important benefit is that they allow you to get more comfortable and to create a more stable base with your lower body. Like I said, most aftermarket rear sets allow for some adjustability to where you position the peg. And this allows you to alter your foot and leg position relative to the seat and the tank, and this has a direct impact on the base you're able to create with your lower body when sitting on and hanging off the bike. And a more stable base means you're using your feet and legs to clamp yourself onto the bike and are less inclined to hang onto the bars with your arms. That's good for the bike because it means you're freeing up the front end to do its job properly, but it's also good for you because a stable lower body lock-on is going to make getting into your hang-off position easier too. And as a direct result of that, a more comfortable position and stable base means less strain on your body to keep you held onto the bike, meaning less discomfort and less energy spent during your riding time. So how do we set up our rear sets to make use of this big benefit? As I said, your outside foot, knee and upper leg create one of the primary anchor points. To me, this means having the ball of your foot on the pegs and a substantial portion of your outside leg in good contact with the tank and under the lip of the tank. With that said, what you're looking to do is position the pegs in such a way that will allow you to get into the position I just described. So in my case, I'm quite tall, and to allow for my long legs, I have my pegs towards the back and further down. This allows me to create very solid outside leg attachment, and it also allows me to get my knee under the groove of the tank and with a slight calf raise, lock my upper leg in position when hanging off. And this is where a large amount of the support will come from that allows my upper body to get into a hang-off position without hanging too much on the bars. So even if your rear sets allow more ground clearance, that shouldn't come before your ability to get into the position you need to, so you can correctly hang off and stay comfortable. As an example, when I got my first set of rear sets, I set them as far back and as high as they would go. The trouble was, because my legs were so long and the pegs were so high, I struggled to get my feet back into the correct position when I needed to at corner entry, particularly in heavy braking zones approaching a left-hand corner. I'd move my foot to perform my downshifts, but I'd then struggle to get my foot back on the peg and tucked away ready for corner entry. This left my foot sticking out and it would reduce ground clearance. So again, comfort and your stable base come first. And you probably won't get your setup right away, I know I certainly didn't, but keep making minor adjustments until you feel you have it worked out. Okay, that's about it for this video. If you enjoyed it, then be sure to hit the button down below and consider sharing it with someone who you think might benefit from it too. Also feel free to jump into the comments and tell us some lessons that you've learned about rear sets and testing and tweaking your own setup. Outside of that, I'll see you in the next one.